Good morning, everyone. So I'm about to go in and teach my classes for the day, and there's a couple things I wanted to chat with you about because I do get questions a lot about people being frustrated that they're not achieving their goals. They feel like they've been, putting in the work and just not seeing the results. And so what I ask them is, what are you eating? Because while we can do all these activities, right? So we can go and do the weight training, we can go and do the cardio and all these types of things that would possibly make someone feel like they should be seeing results. When it comes down to it, if your nutrition is off, honestly, it's going to be really, really hard to achieve the goals that you're looking for. And that it doesn't matter what your goals are, because at the end of the day, it's all just a variation on the amounts, right, of food that you're eating. So, if you're looking to put on muscle and weight, you obviously need to eat in some kind of a surplus, right? It doesn't mean you need to go crazy with your surplus, but you need to know sort of what your baseline is and then be able to eat above that. And then if your goal is to lean out, then you need to be eating under your maintenance, right? So in general, it sounds simple, okay? The problem here is not that people, I don't think, understand the concept of that, but there's two things that are going on. One is that a lot of people tend to guess what they're eating. So, for example, even if someone is using a tracker like MyFitnessPal, instead of weighing their food and actually having accurate numbers and metrics to go with, they're guessing. So they'll guess how much protein they're having, they'll guess how much fat they're ingesting, and then when it comes down to it, if they actually weigh it, they realize that they're either way under the numbers. Like typically what I see is people way under eating protein and overeating, especially fats and carbs. So what happens there? There's a couple things, right? One is a lot of times that puts people into a surplus. So if your goal is to lean out, we're not seeing those things. If your goal is to have some kind of muscle development and you're under eating protein significantly, that's not going to happen, right? So we need to be accurate as possible so that we have proper metrics to decide where to go direction wise with your food to help you support the goals that you say that you want to achieve, right? So what I would suggest is first, just tracking what you're doing on a daily basis for a good solid 2 weeks. And that means anything that goes inside your mouth has to go in the tracking app, and you want to weigh it wherever possible. So if you are doing foods that are packaged, you can scan it, right? And you can do that. I would suggest getting a food scale and actually measuring what you're eating. Any proteins should be weighed raw, because once you cook them, depending on the cooking method, it changes the weight and it's not going to be as accurate. So I would suggest doing that. And the only things that you should weigh with like a teaspoon or a cup or something is some kind of liquid, okay? Anything that is not liquid should be weighed, all right? Now, once that is put in, take a look at that. And then took a look at your weight. So if your weight is staying the same, then you're eating at maintenance, right? If your weight is going up, then you're eating in a surplus. So depending on your goals, you want to look at that. Now, the third thing you want to look at is your protein. So what's happening with your protein? Where are you sitting? How can we change that to help you achieve your goals? So these are some of the things that you need to look at if you are struggling with achieving goals. If you want help with this, I can help you with all of these things. Feel free to DM me if you like, and I do offer free consultations so that you can see if we're a great fit for coaching. And otherwise, let me know what you think about my suggestions. But I hope you have a great day, and I'm going to go ahead and teach my classes, and I will talk to you guys soon.